Welcome to this exclusive interview on Medi1TV, a conversation dedicated to the future of Morocco's aerospace industry. It's a defining moment for Morocco's aerospace industry and for the long-standing partnership between Morocco and France. In Nouasser, near Casablanca, His Majesty the King Mohammed VI launched today the construction of Safran's new state-of-the-art aircraft engine complex, a world-class project that firmly establishes Morocco as a strategic hub in global aviation. At the heart of Mid-Park, this new complex will bring together two cutting-edge facilities. And for Mr. Ross McInnes, chairman of Safran, this project embodies a philosophy of partnership built on excellence and mutual trust, or as he often emphasizes, Safran does not produce in Morocco, but with Morocco. Under his leadership, Safran has consolidated its position as both a pillar of Europe's technological sovereignty and a strategic partner of Morocco, where the group has operated for over 25 years, employing nearly 5,000 people across multiple industrial sites. This evening, we will discuss with him this alliance of innovation and shared ambition, the challenges, and also Morocco's expanding role in this new global era of sustainable and high technology industry. Mr. Ross McInnes, good evening, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, first question. What makes this new aircraft engine complex in Nouasser such a strategic milestone for Safran and for the Kingdom of Morocco?
Indeed, it is strategic, as we were honoured by the presence of His Majesty the King. We announced two facilities in a complex. The first one is a facility to maintain engines, which will involve a capex of 120 million and will employ about 600 people. Now, maintain engines, why? The LEAP engine is already extremely successful. It flies on 4,000 airplanes, Airbus and Boeing on both. And those engines need regularly to be maintained. We had an existing plant for our previous engine, the CFM56, in partnership with Royal Air Maroc, and we decided to build a new plant for maintenance to make sure that as these planes and the engines fly, we have a facility, state-of-the-art, to maintain them. And we chose to build on our existing facilities in Morocco to do so. We have other maintenance plants, but this one is very close to Europe. It is very attractive in terms of its positioning, Morocco being at the tip of Africa, but having strong links with the rest of Africa, very strong links with European airlines and also Middle Eastern airlines. But this is not something we've improvised. It has built up over 25 years. The excellence of the Moroccan education system, such institutions which have been built up around Nouasser ensure that we will have continue to have highly qualified staff in the future. The second facility, much more symbolic and even more strategic, is a plant for the final assembly of the LEAP 1A engine. We have over 12,000 engines in our order book over the next few years. We have hitherto assembled those engines for their final assembly only in France, south of Paris. We have decided, on the basis of the excellence of our experience in Morocco, strategically to place our only final assembly site for this engine, state-of-the-art technology in the Kingdom of Morocco.
I want us to look at this image. So you standing next to His Majesty and a lot of young Moroccans around. So who are these, because you mentioned youth, and who are these girls and boys on this picture that was taken today?
In fact, the reason we're here in Nouasser is that there is an ecosystem which will teach people, young people. We have what is called the Institut des Formations Métiers de l'Aéronautique, of which you see the pupils there. Those pupils might work for Safran, but they might work for other people in that ecosystem. And key to our presence here is Morocco's ability to provide, to teach, to educate highly qualified technical staff.
How is crucial is local talent for the global success of a group such as Safran?
It's indispensable. We carry in our baggage some of our key suppliers who also work with us nearby, but we also, you mentioned that we make with Morocco, but the other thing we do, we conceive with Morocco. In other words, we imagine tomorrow's technology thanks to Moroccan engineers. The other thing we're going to do increasingly is source in Morocco, encourage more Moroccan suppliers to be our suppliers here. And it's with these type of technical, highly qualified staff that we shall be able, not just for Safran, but for the whole ecosystem and indeed our suppliers, to conceive with Morocco, build in Morocco, invest in Morocco, but also export from Morocco. So it's been for 25 years very much a win-win partnership for Safran and for the kingdom.
Speaking of investing in Morocco, what message the presence of His Majesty to this launching conveys to international and partners and investors?
I think it's clearly a stamp of approval from the highest level, but it's also very much in the continuity of what your king has done for the last 20 years. He sees the development of high-quality jobs for youth as key to the progress of Morocco. And aerospace is one of the areas. That's not the only one. Morocco has lots of other attractive reasons for people to invest. The automobile industry, the energy industry. I led a group of French businessmen last week in Dakhla, where there are extraordinary opportunities in the field of energy, clean energy. And by the way, one of the other ingredients of our investment here is the secure supply of green energy. All companies must reduce their carbon imprint. Obviously, our engines will do that, but also our manufacturing process. And Morocco, we saw it in Dakhla last week, has wind and solar resources equal to none. That's a key element also in a decision to invest.
So one of the challenges today for the sector is the decarbonization and supply chain disruptions, as much as also technological competition. So how is Safran navigating this new landscape?
Actually, the supply chain disruptions are really one of the lasting aftermath of COVID.
Yeah.
COVID and the shutdowns in a number of countries meant that staff in some countries were let go. And therefore, as the aerospace recovery was spectacular, because there is an eagerness to travel, particularly in countries with increasing middle classes. There's a significant eagerness to travel. And we have all found ourselves, our suppliers, ourselves, have found ourselves probably had underestimated the rhythm at which this return of the eagerness to travel would occur. And therefore, we are gradually getting out of what was significant supply difficulties from our supply chain, and I think we'll probably be back on time for our major customers, the airlines, the airframers, in the course of next year. But it has been for everyone a bumpy road post-COVID. But frankly, it's a nice problem to have, to have too much demand.
2024, and the numbers Safran Group has communicated prove that even with challenges, we can make good results and even maybe have more expectations for 2025.
The credit for that goes to our staff, who've managed to navigate some of these choppy waters in the last 2 or 3 years, and indeed the management of Safran, to whom most of the credit for this should go, have set out ambitious targets for 25, for 26, and for 27 and 28. Aerospace is a long-term industry, which is another reason why it's good to have aerospace investing, because our programs last 40 years, which means once you have a plant which supplies engines, it's going to supply those engines for 30 years, and it's going to maintain them for just as long. So it's a huge commitment for the future, also an opportunity, which means that we are here to stay, to develop, because it is the nature of our industry.
how are the US-China trade tensions shaping the future of the industry?
On the whole, I would say that aerospace has been relatively immune, be it China, US, the US, Europe, has been relatively immune to a lot of the trade challenges which we've seen. Significantly, between Europe and the USA, the duties on aerospace will have what they were hitherto, i.e. zero.
Okay, but in that context, choppy waters, as you mentioned.
Or turbulent air.
Or turbulent air, exactly, with the aerospace words. What would it take for Morocco to move from being a production base to becoming an innovation partner in aerospace industry, Mr. McInnes?
Morocco already is. I said conceive with Morocco, not just make in Morocco, not just source in Morocco. The quality of your engineers are such that already today in our various plants, be it for aircraft engine, for nacelles which surround engines, or for electric wiring, Moroccan engineers contribute regularly to innovation. In fact, at Safran, we have innovation prizes internally, and they're regularly won by Moroccan engineers. And may I add, significantly Moroccan women engineers.
How many are there? How many women?
If you look at the output of Moroccan engineering schools globally, close to 50% are women.
Exactly.
I wish we could say the same in France, where it's below 20%. So it's both talent, but feminine talent, which I think is a very, very strong message to the world.
In what terms?
In terms of the ability to achieve, which women have. There is no malediction. Why should women not be good at engineering? They're good at school, they're good at maths, but somehow in some of our countries, including France, they don't make it to engineering schools. It's a question of culture, it's a question of the attractivity of the jobs. But I think for Moroccan women, not just women, aerospace is attractive. They see it as a place to have a promising career, but not just aerospace, I stress, automobile and other industries. But the quality and the feminization of Moroccan engineering is something which I think is a very powerful symbol, and it's more than a symbol, it's a successful reality.
Well, speaking of success, like success stories, maybe we have engineers watching us. What would you tell them? Why would they be motivated to enter this huge universe of aerospace industry?
Aerospace, on the whole, is a passion. I feel, every time an airplane rises through the clouds, I feel a moment of excitement. And so I think, as we say in French, on est mordu. You have that that very strong urge to work in aerospace. It's something which I can't explain, but the fact is that once people join the industry, they very rarely leave. I think it's a great source of inspiration.
And their careers can take off, like, easily?
Well, taking off is one of our specialties. That's what engines are meant to do. I would also add that we make landing gear, so you can also land softly. But I think, yes, careers in aerospace are attractive, and it's a very good place to start in the world.
Looking further, could you imagine, or could we imagine one day, a model of made in Morocco or made in Africa co-industrialization that connects the entire chain from the mine to the final engine?
That's not just in our hands. It depends on our suppliers. And bear in mind that aerospace is a world industry, and therefore we have to have supplies from all around the world. We have to have double sources in order to avoid any bottlenecks or concentration. So I don't think in terms of geographic isolation in any sense, but on the contrary, on a world which is open to all suppliers and with free trade, which is why we don't like tariffs. I think for an industry which is a world industry to develop, to create jobs, we should not close barriers, not try and insulate ourselves, but we are a world industry. Safran sells to Airbus, to Boeing, to Comac, and that's how I see it. If we can get an increased contribution from Morocco and indeed some of your partner countries, we'll be delighted.
In one word, Ross McInnes, how would you describe the sense of partnership between Safran Group and the Kingdom of Morocco?
Solid, lasting, and win-win.
In 3 words, next ambition for Safran, for its partnership?
There will be
Morocco?
more. We shall, in the course of the next few months, make further announcements on investment in Morocco. And we have 5,000 employees, as you mentioned. We're going to recruit 2,000 over the next 5 years and possibly more. So, as they say, watch this space.
With local R&D as well?
Indeed, already increasing on the R&D, also some other and new production facilities.
Ross McInnes, thank you.
Thank you for having me. I was delighted.
Thank you. The pleasure was mine. Thank you. That was the exclusive interview of the chairman of Safran Group, Mr. Ross McInnes. Thank you for your attention.